Brothers and sisters, we Sikhs have two greetings. One is Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh, and the other one is Sat Sri Akal. Both these greetings actually confirm the existence of God. When we greet each other, we don't say hello. We say God is there. He is omnipresent. So our faith is based on this premise. God is everywhere. Each one of us here have divine spark in each one of them. Our founder, Guru Nanak, traveled widely. Between 1497 and 1521, he went on a remarkable interfaith journey of dialogue spanning some 23 years, over 27,000 kilometers, almost exclusively on foot. That equates to an average of over 3 kilometers a day, every day for 23 years. That is our first Guru. Where did he go? Why did he go? What was he doing? In my humble opinion, he felt pity for the human condition. We humans are split personalities. We have infinite goodness and we have infinite wickedness, both at the same time. We have to control ourselves. We have to mobilize the goodness. And what is this goodness comprising of? First and foremost, compassion, forgiveness, truthfulness, transparency, accountability, contentment as opposed to yearning for more and more and more, humility and love. That's the gold standard for every human being. And we have a wicked standard as well. We have lust. We are revengeful. We are greedy. We have unnecessary attachment with things. And we have ego, E-G-O, edging God out. The worst thing. When you edge God out, then you remain with a big I. And arrogance is the worst affliction of humans. The first Guru taught us to be humble. Never in history before, a prophet bowed down to a disciple and said, "You are the prophet." This happened within the Sikh Dharma 10 times. Is a remarkable thing. 5 days before Guru Nanak left the world, he bowed down to put his forehead on the feet of his disciple and said, "Now I sit down below here, you are the Guru." And the third one did the same, the fourth one, the fifth one, the sixth one. Until the 10th Guru bows down to the sacred text which we have called Guru Granth Sahib Ji, the eternal, timeless Guru. Our message was complete in 1708. Don't wait for another Messiah. Your message is complete. So, records show he went as far as Dhaka, as far west as Mecca. He was at Mecca. I can't go to Mecca. And Baghdad, north into Tibet and south to Sri Lanka. He traveled occasionally with his two faithful companions. Bhai Mardana is a Muslim musician, and Bhai Bala is a Hindu. He has a Muslim on one side and a Hindu on the other side, because predominantly there were Hindus and Muslims, and there was conflict. People were trying to convert each other. Throughout these journeys, neither knowing where he would spend the night, nor where he would eat, Guru Nanak spread the message of oneness of God. He stressed the need to live peacefully in the world, inspired by a sense of loving duty towards not just the Creator, but the entire creation. Whatever one's faith, Whatever one's background, his teachings were expressed in lyrical verse, urging us to live up to those qualities latent within us all that make us all in the image of God, such as love, compassion, forgiveness, truth, humility, and selflessness. The Guru Granth Sahib Ji, the eternal Sikh Guru, comprises hymns of Guru Nanak, 5 of the subsequent 9 Gurus, as well as Hindu and Muslim saints, thus rendering it into a unique model of interfaith sacred text. So I bow down to the writings of the Muslims, I bow down to the writings of the Hindus, and I bow down to the writings of the Sikh Gurus. No problem. The example of Guru Nanak and our interfaith scripture teaches Sikhs 2 important elements of the Dharma that compels Sikhs to embrace interreligious dialogue, which is not an option but a vital necessity. The 5th Guru, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, had the foundation stone of the Sikhs' most sacred shrine, Sri Harmandir Sahib, also known as the Golden Temple, laid by a Muslim saint. Here is a Sikh Guru asking a Muslim saint to lay the foundation. It doesn't happen these days. The first Gurudwara is a place of worship for the Sikhs. Guru is a word that has been adopted in English. Gu is darkness, Ru is light. Somebody capable of taking you from darkness into light is a guru. Now this is misused these days. Now you will hear of somebody is a gambling guru now. Gambling is taboo in it. Gambling guru, fashion guru. For us, guru is a very sacred thing. We have God Almighty up there, and then we have Satguru. That's the hierarchy. And then we have Guru, you have nature. That's the hierarchy. The 5th Guru, Arjan Dev Ji, had the foundation stone laid by a Muslim saint, Mian Mir. He was called Sai Mian Mir. And upon being tortured in 1605, stated that he did not harbor hate for those who were torturing him. In fact, nobody was alien to him or his enemy. His torture he accepted as the will of God. The 9th Guru, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, made the supreme sacrifice in 1675, giving his life to protect the freedom of religious belief and practice of a faith other than his own. He was beheaded in Chandni Chowk, Old Delhi. We should not just better and elevate ourselves, that's the message. But we should support and help all those who come to be associated with us. We need to go beyond self. We hear very often, they talk about a tolerant society. Tolerance is demeaning. Acceptance is slightly better, still demeaning. Respect is better. But we are required to go beyond self and sacrifice yourself for the other. That is the sort of thing what is required to be done. The 10th Guru, in his writings, states, Manas ki jaat sabbe ek hi pehchan bo. The whole of humanity race is one family. We in England have a government objective. They said, we are now going to follow something. It is the community. I say no, substitute the word family for community. 7.3 billion people of this globe. Each one is unique. Not two are alike. We can get thousands of people better than you, thousands of people worse than you, but we cannot get anybody like you. Each one of us. That is the interfaith context in which we work. We should work. Each life is precious. Each life is precious. So, in every Sikh congregation, the individual supplication and the congregational supplication we have to invoke blessings for all of humankind. Sarbat da bhala. Thus, whilst highly distinct as a tradition, the Sikh Dharma holds a profound spirit of universality at its core. The Nostra Aetate declaration resonates extremely well with and endorses the Sikh ethos and psyche. In fact, the development of the Sikh interfaith mindset and Nostra Aetate declarations are crucial milestones in a long sequence of interfaith encounters and dialogues that have occurred over a millennia. Over 2,000 years ago, Emperor Ashoka in India issued an edict. There should be contact between religions. These edicts are on rock. These are rock edicts. He said contact between religions is good. One should listen to and respect the doctrine professed by others. In the 13th century, Saint Francis of Assisi traveled to Middle East, meeting Muslim leaders seeking peace and harmony. In the 16th century India, the Mughal Emperor Akbar, known to have convened interreligious gatherings in his court. Of course, we have 1965, the Nostra Aetate. It is assumed that the first event of modern times promoting interreligious dialogue and understanding was the Parliament of the World's Religions, which took place in 1893 in Chicago. Then they had subsequent parliaments in 1993, 1999, 2004, 2009, and recently 2015. So in particularly over the last century, the interreligious movement has grown significantly with countless interreligious conferences, gatherings, and initiatives having taken place and ongoing, pointing to the growing desire of humanity to cooperate and collaborate for the common good. Observing this rich and promising legacy of interreligious initiatives over all this time, including, of course, the formation of Aetate in 2012, it seems natural to ask, where do we stand today? Based on my short 15 years experience and engagement in the interreligious efforts, despite the tremendous progress, there remains need to enhance, expand, and accelerate the movement. Interreligious dialogue, to be effective, needs to be genuinely supported, especially financially. Encouraged, it must be reinforced and strengthened. But even more important than this, interfaith dialogue and cooperation must go beyond declarations and lead to concrete action. There is a need for individuals, we faith believers, to remain genuinely and seriously true to the common religious principles of self-transformation through constant prayer. The day you miss prayer, you have missed something. You must have constant prayer, selfless service, and good interfaith education, which needs to begin at home, within families, and continue through school and institutes of higher education, and which should ultimately guide politicians, legislators, governments, and multilateral organizations. We have to be serious about faith. I keep saying faith has been marginalized. We have to bring it back into the equation. We are living in a unique period of history. Global has become local, local has become global, and humanity has been, in a sense, squeezed and lumped together. Borders are shifting. We have amassed weapons of mass destruction. We could have guided missiles in the hands of misguided people. We have brilliant communication, and we have the internet and powerful media. We have to be closer to humanity. Violent extremism, mass migration, financial crisis, growing mistrust, human trafficking and exploitation, poverty and disease, lies, deceit, and double standards, lack of accountability and transparency are occurrences, catastrophes, and challenges of our times. To make progress, to create human flourishing, we need to nurture good human beings with value-led education. And education begins at conception. The 9 months we are unborn, we are learning a lot from our mothers. We have a society where divorce and fractured marriages are now too many. In England, we have 60 million population, and 9 million people are single parents. 2/3 are divorcees. 30% of the people are living together, but not on talking terms. Where will you learn compassion? Where will you learn sacrifice, and so on and so forth? So we have to look at all that. The simple fact is that global issues require global solutions, and global solutions require us to organize, to recognize that we have shared responsibilities. Shared responsibilities. 7.3 billion people have a shared responsibility for this planet. Each one of us. And it is these shared responsibilities that compel us to share wisdom through broadening interreligious dialogue and collaboration, which is in fact what Nostra Aetate is telling us. But talking about responsibilities, from a very early age, I used to say we have a universal declaration of rights. There is no universal declaration of responsibilities. Why not? To my utter delight and surprise, I don't know how many of you know about the existence of a declaration of responsibilities. You know a little bit. Okay. What happened in 1997, there was a Universal Declaration of Human Responsibilities drafted by Interaction Council. And who were these guys? They were ex-presidents and ex-prime ministers and so on and so forth. And they came up with 19 articles in 97. In 1998, 50 years of formation of UN, they wanted to piggyback this Universal Declaration of Human Responsibilities with Universal Declaration of Rights. And then it was frozen for some reason. I think we need to rediscover this. We need to re-energize that. And I read just one article, there are 19 of these. Non-violence and respect for life. What did it state? Every person has a responsibility to respect life. No one has the right to injure, to torture, or to kill another human person. This does not exclude the right of justified and defense of individuals or communities. Thou shalt not kill. That was one of the articles. But I'm sure a lot of governments will say, so no. What will happen to all the armaments that we are manufacturing? What will happen to all these wars? I remember reading when I was young, if you want peace, be prepared for war. I asked my dad, I can't understand this. He said, this is simple logic, my son. They are trying to brainwash you. If you want peace, you should be prepared for peace, for goodness sake. Then there was another poster I read. Happiness is a cigar called Hamlet. I said, my goodness, Dad, what is this? He said, you shouldn't be reading these posters. I said, Dad, but I can't understand. I didn't know what a cigar was. I knew what a cigarette was. He says, you will not touch a cigarette or tobacco at all. So we get brainwashed by people. We have to think in an original, innovative way. And our sacred scriptures are a rich legacy. We just need to read them over and over and over again and interpret them for the common good. Thank you.